He's coming.
Oh, who's coming?
Jack Daniels.
My name is Jack Daniels. I'm an illusionist. Been performing magic for pretty much most of my life, for about 20 years. Started pretty young in high school. I've been doing it ever since. I always was fascinated with the whole idea of just being able to do something that people around you can't do. Like I said, I started pretty young, so I was very shy when I started during my young growing up years. So when I saw magic, it kind of gave me the ability, the skill that I could do something that people or my friends, they weren't able to duplicate. So it made me feel good about myself. It gave me the confidence. And from there on, it just basically just went straight. It was a roller coaster ride, but I decided this is my life. I want to make it my life. My great grandfather, who was a traveling magician as well back in his time. So it's funny enough, we found a book, a diary, in his trunk, which we didn't know about. There was a hidden compartment inside this trunk, and there was a diary in it. And this diary dated back to about, I think it was the 18th century. There was a magician named the Great Lafayette, Sigmund Neuberger. He was one of the highest paid magicians of that time. And there was a lot of ideas, a lot of illusion designs, a lot of concepts from magic that dated back to the 18th century. So because now they're all forgotten, when we need ideas or inspirations, most times we sometimes refer back to that book and try and see what is it that we can kind of tweak and make it more modernized for the current world. Well, with the social media, with YouTube, everything now is online. You know, back when we started, there wasn't any internet, so we had to go to the library to find out what we want, learn about magic. And even then, it wasn't really big stuff. It was more like card tricks or stuff like that, so you had to do a lot of reading. Whereas now, you go to a show, you can walk out of that show and jump straight onto YouTube, and it's right there in front of you. So I think technology, it's helped it in a way, depending on what we're doing, but at the same time, I think it's also hurt it a little bit, purely for the fact that it's so easy to attain information now. And from our line of work, where everything is kept in the shadows, we keep it a secret. So when I was getting started, it was very difficult to learn because we didn't have all that resources. Whereas now, kids just jump on and within 5 minutes, they've got everything that they want to find out about. So I guess from that point of view, I think it's hurt the craft a little bit because information is so easily available. But at the same time, it's much easier if you look at it from the positive side of things. It's much better because you can do a show, upload it straight on to technology, internet, Facebook, all that stuff. And you can share what you're doing with people around the world. They don't just physically have to come and see your show. You can enjoy it, and it's available to anyone at any time. I think a lot of times people see magic and they see it as, they don't really appreciate what is actually happening behind the scenes. So the best advice for an up-and-coming magician or someone new would be just study, just read as much information as you can. Don't just start on the big illusions. I made the mistake, I jumped straight into the big stuff. But luckily I had the guidance through David Copperfield as well, so it just came naturally to me. But just to read the books, check out everything that you can get your hands on magic. And don't be afraid to create your own material, because at the end of the day, there's already so many people out there. Like, there's so many David Copperfields. Almost every magician has copied or mimicked or done something related to David's show. So, let the audience know who you are. Don't worry about the person that's doing something else. You do your thing and let them know about who you are. And it's not an easy task. It's not an easy road, but you just got to be passionate, persistent, and you just got to prepare for it and just be headstrong and be positive and go for it. I guess the biggest inspiration would probably be David Copperfield. I saw David Copperfield's show when I was growing up, and that basically, the way David creates the illusions and the way he moves on stage and the whole choreography and how the set, everything's put together. That would probably be my biggest inspiration. So a lot of my illusions, a lot of my ideas and inspiration has come from watching David Copperfield's shows. The plans, we've got quite a few. We've got a few big ones that we're actually working on. One of them is going to take a while, but we are planning a stunt where we're going to be tied from my ankles upside down. We're going to get hoisted about 50 meters up in the air in a straitjacket, and I've got to escape from the straitjacket. At the same time, the crane is lowering me in a pit of lines. So I've got to, yeah, so I'll be up 50 meters and it's going to descend pretty at a steady speed, and I've got to make sure I'm out of the straitjacket and onto the safety line before I reach the meat factory zone that the lions can jump and grab me. That's probably going to be one of the most dangerous things that we've done up to date. But otherwise, we're always creating new illusions. We're always there's always big stuff happening, but they're all down a track. You know, we've got plans where we want to vanish the moon. Ayers Rock, for example, Uluru. We want to, if we get the permission, which might be a bit difficult, but we're going to try. We've got plans where we've pretty much created an illusion with my team where we can lift this off the ground, lift Uluru off the ground, so people can see right underneath it and have a vanish in midair in front of a live audience. So yeah, still a lot of preparation. That's a long way away, but for the time being, I think all the team, all the crews are working on the straitjacket escape, making sure nothing goes wrong. So yeah, should be quite fun.